Me and Hayden were next to each other in the parade of champions.
Yeah, that's
too.
sweet.
We were right next to each other.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like I said to Hayden, like he was my lab partner in bio 9th grade, and I know Ronnie pretty well now. So just two guys I know out on that stage was sweet. I asked Hayden this, so I ask you. Talk about the emotions coming out of that tunnel in the finals match.
Yeah, so I mean, it's something you always like dream about, think about. You know, being in the NCAA finals, and for it to like become real was kind of crazy. You know, it was incredible, for sure. A lot of support too. Had a lot of Lock Haven fans there, which was really cool. And honestly, I had pretty much the rest of besides the Penn State fans, I think everybody else was on my side. You know,
that's cool.
But, yeah, it was awesome, dude. It was something that I'll never forget for sure.
Probably some of the crazier stuff you see is like actually the people. Like the people are weird, you know. Like I mean, I'm weird too, but like wherever you go, the people are so different, and the culture at any one place is definitely some of the weirder stuff that you're gonna see.
Who are your main inspirations in music?
That is so hard to answer. I honestly
like
get into
locally
so much music.
Just...
I mean, Chris Rubel has been a big part of my life. He gave me vocal lessons, really got me started. He lets me open up for him a lot, which definitely gave me some places where I could network and start. So I really appreciate what he did for me. When I was little, it was Taylor Swift all the way. I mean, that's kind of every girl's like favorite artist. But from there, I grew into more Carrie Underwood and, you know, Luke Bryan. But like today where I am, I just pull from so many different places. I'm a big fan of like Fleetwood Mac and Amy Winehouse, but then I do get into like your favorite sometime, Wiz. I do like him.
For real?
Yeah, I honestly
That's
do.
sweet.
Only a couple songs.
Yeah,
only
like
a couple songs, but like
where he sings.
What?
Like when he's singing.
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
of like actually
like
rapping.
mostly the popular ones. Like I like Hopeless Romantic and stuff. Like I can get into
that's
that
vibey.
and like,
I like
different stuff. But then especially like Maren Morris and just like some of the new country artists that I really feel like push the bar between pop and country, which is really where I find myself into.
Now I'm moving back to Lewistown because I like my family, and my daughter is, I want my daughter to be around my family, so yeah.
So you're a big fan of Mifflin County?
Hugest fan of Mifflin County.
I don't know about hugest. Bro.
Hugest.
No.
Hugest.
No, me.
Hugest.
Okay, you can have it. I wanted it, but tie?
We can tie.
Okay, yeah. Dude, we're both big entrepreneurs from the area.
Right, yeah.
We inspire each other. I mean,
right.
to do podcasts, and you
Absolutely.
have ideas, I have ideas.
Although he did call the giant in Lewistown Ghetto Giant.
Hey, make
That was
Mifflin
rude.
County great again.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do here. We were talking before the podcast about your hometown and how it relates to Mifflin County. You think that you're more hick than us, I think?
Oh, dude, way more hectic.
Dude, I don't know, man.
I mean, when you're hanging out on a Friday night throwing corn cobs at road signs, I mean, how much more heck are you gonna get?
Man, dude, how you don't understand, dude.
Dude,
have you been to Mifflin County?
I haven't actually.
Really? We'll have to
Farty
get you.
never invites me back, so.
Farty don't invite him anywhere.
Not even to the house.
In
not
Lock
even to the
Haven.
house in Lock Haven.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like
I don't either,
I'm the
dude.
only one that talks to Ronnie now. They're mad at him for something. They have a theory that he only hung out with us last year because he didn't have an Xbox and wanted to play Fortnite.
I'm hoping you don't ask how I ended up in Mifflin County because that's kind of an embarrassing story. I'm sure you'll ask it
Can
now.
you not ask it?
Yeah. No, you gotta ask it.
Because
we have it.
we have it.
You have to tell us.
I have to tell you now. I worked in Pittsburgh public schools. There is a school in Pittsburgh public called Mifflin K-8. I was working there as a long-term sub for a year for a teacher who unfortunately passed away, and they told me to apply for the job for the next year, and I was really excited about applying to Mifflin K-8. You see where this is going, yeah? So I literally logged on and applied to Mifflin K-8, I thought, and I actually applied to Mifflin County High School, and because there was a job opening, the same one, a biology job. So, like a few days later, my wife figured out like you didn't apply to Mifflin K-8. And I got a call from Mr. Crossan asking me to come in for an interview. And we were like, well, let's go interview. Let's see what that area is like, you know? And we just drove out here, and that was the first time I ever seen Mifflin County. And we went to the school, and they interviewed me. And we just were like, where to camp? And we found Poe Patty or Yeah, Popati. And so we were on our way there, and got a call even on the way there, and they offered me the job. And we were like, look at all the woods around here. This is exactly what we love. And so on the spot, I took it. And then the next year they hired her. But I swear, I thought I was applying to a school in Pittsburgh.
That's awesome. That's not embarrassing. That just shows how things work out.
Yeah, sometimes it works out for the better because I've never been happier. But that's the truth.
Well, Point Park, that's like known for that stuff, right? I think my grand told me that. Like, it's a good university. So.
Yeah, not the place for me. I wasn't overly a fan of like the layout of it.
Is it in like Pittsburgh?
It's right in Pittsburgh. It's kind of weird. It's like super old buildings. Like one they bought from a hotel, and I felt like the dorm rooms made me feel like I was in a prison. So I was like, this isn't. That ain't it. It's not happening.
That ain't it. One last thing before we wrap up part 1 with Jake Schultz. We're gonna do a multiple part series with him. We're running low on time, so look for that.
I will have the same outfit on every time.
Yeah, I'll try to wear my Keyshawn Johnson jersey.
Hey, all right.
Yep.
I'm a Bucks fan.
Oh, big Bucks fan. We gotta talk about that next time. Yeah, take a drink of Mountain Dew.
Shout out Mountain Dew, dude. I've been trying to get a sponsorship from these guys for like 17 years.
I would probably get a sponsorship before you. Not gonna lie. At least from Code Red.
If you drink as much as I do, then you would understand. Like,
I drink.
Should get the sponsorship.
Dude, I drink Sherwood. Let them know. Yeah. We drink way more Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but you're a Code Red guy. This is OG.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I've been seriously. If they see this, if anybody has any connections with Mountain Dew, dude, I've been trying to get a sponsorship for years.
Dude, Mountain Dew, sponsor MC Small Talk, sponsor Ronnie Perry.
If people travel to another spot in the country, they always come back saying how nice the people were there. Oh, the people in California were so nice. Oh, the people in Mifflin County were so nice. Oh, the people in New York were so nice. But when the people are there experiencing it, they don't really feel that. They're like, oh, they always think the nicer people are somewhere else. But I'm here to tell you that there are nice people everywhere. Sometimes it's different kinds of nice. Like these people are really friendly to strangers, you know. And this group is really good at looking out for each other. But I can tell you that there are nice, friendly people everywhere. And there's stuff to do everywhere. I can't tell you how many people, when they find I moved to Mifflin County from California, the first thing they go is, why would you do that? There's nothing to do here. I go, are you kidding? Have you been to New York a couple hours away? Have you been to D.C. a couple hours away? Have you been to Shenandoah a couple hours away? Like, we have so much around us that it's like, it's crazy. Of course you wouldn't think there's stuff to do here if you don't travel. Then once you come back, you realize there's tons to do in Mifflin County. There's tons to do in central Pennsylvania.
I write a lot of depressing songs, you know, I'm an emotional person. And yeah, I know, my number of times Kenzie cries her senior year chart hangs in the living room across from us.
She cries a lot.
Be like, let's see, 1 for August, 35 for September, which there's probably more, honestly. And then, 5 for October so far? I'm doing good.
That's the emotion part right there. I think the MC Small Talk should have a Bizzo concert in Mifflin County.
Yeah, so
sponsor it.
Listen, Ron, we could have a 3-hour-long Joe Rogan Experience podcast about this. Like I could go on and on for days. I literally have pages and pages and pages of notes. I will one day run like for mayor of Lewistown, Pennsylvania. I have a lot of goals like for this area. I want to change the viewpoint people have on Lewistown.
Some superlatives with everyone you know from Mifflin County, us three, Hartsock, Smitty, Boyd, Wilson. I got some things that you said it would represent. So first, best gamer.
The best gamer, that's you, dude. Ron, all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Life of the party.
Life of the party.
I mean,
dude.
you can use someone more than one.
Yeah, well, dude.
But not to be arrogant.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's gotta be you. Dude.
It has to be.
I mean, look at you. You're the host of MC Small Talk. I mean, talk about life of the
That was
party.
arrogant, but I mean.
I've had severe ADD my whole life, and you don't feel it when you're out on the trail. When I'm outside in a tent, hiking next to a lake, I'm hearing stuff, I'm seeing stuff, I'm smelling stuff. My mind is constantly active. Like, you don't have time to get lost in your ADD thoughts. You're like you're there and you're experiencing it. And so I've always felt like being outside is kind of like almost like a medication for me. And now we're starting to see research out of Japan where they're literally prescribing to people people coming in sick or coming into work with anxiety or depression, they're writing prescriptions, spend a half hour outside each day, and they're finding like this is helping lots of people. So I think I'm just not that I've ever had any problems like that, but I'm really happy outside. Our motivation's always to see family, but we could do that by flying, So it's really just about seeing the country and becoming a more well-rounded individual. You see different people going through different stuff makes you appreciate what you got.
Yeah, just to see them pick out like which words meant the most to them, and to know that like
people relate.
You're the one who wrote them.
Yeah.
Like that's the craziest part. Like just knowing that I wrote that in a moment where I felt really down or I felt really happy, and the fact that someone else could relate to it, I think that's the most important part about music, the relatability.
Really appreciate what you guys are doing. This is part 1. This might be a part 2, 3 series.
Part 2, 3.
But to dive back into that tangent that I just went off on, I really want to have a music festival in Mifflin County.
Feature MGOD.
And I want you guys to be a part of it because I want to call it the Rumble in the Jungle. Like, that shit was crazy, first off. We're not going to go any further than that.
No.
That shit was crazy. But there's so much money to be made from all these students over at Penn State that are spending all this money and what have you.
And we could have it
Have a
here in
music
Lewiston.
festival, build it up over 5 years, 6 year, get like a Wiz Khalifa, and then boom.
Dude,
So I have a lot of goals and a lot of plans, and we can talk about those.
This has been a Happy Rod production.
For me?